This is my dad, Chuck. This is my grandma, Geraldine. This is my mom, Andra. And this is my older sister, Alex. Give your best estimate as to how many cases of COVID-19 there are in the United States.
900,000.
420,000.
1 million. As of April 22nd, there are 877,489 positive cases reported. Out of those 877,489 cases, how many recoveries would you estimate there have been?
10%.
60%.
10,000. There have only been 81,792 recoveries. What are your personal thoughts or beliefs on quarantine? Are you in favor of quarantine or are you against it?
Against.
In favor.
Against. The purpose of this speech will be to persuade you to follow the strict guidelines to shorten the length of quarantine due to COVID-19. The significance of this topic is to persuade you to follow these guidelines to minimize cases and deaths and to also inform about personal hygiene and staying healthy. In this speech, you will hear two sides about why people don't want to quarantine and why people should quarantine. Here are a few reasons why business owners are against quarantine. Businesses are being closed all around and even shut down has a major effect not only on company profit, but also on supply and demand for common goods. According to the U.S. News and World Report, hundreds of small businesses with under 500 employees have been surveyed. 54% of those businesses have already been temporarily shut down. An estimated 24% are estimated to shut down within the next 2 months. An estimated 11% are guessed to close within a month or less. That report was made as of April 3rd, 2020. Since then, the country has increased over 600,000 cases, and these percentages continue to increase. Here are a few reasons why workers are against quarantine. According to the Economic Policy Institute, an estimate of nearly 20 million workers will be laid off or furloughed by July of 2020. This was reported on April 1st. With the loss of work and the lack of employment opportunities, as well as the loss of hours and wages, makes it hard to live and provide for their families. Here are a few reasons why students are against quarantine. Starting as of March 16th, schools all around the country have been closing down, according to educationweek.org. Students have reported that in-class learning is preferred over the e-learning method. Learning from home has increased difficulty and is harder for some students than others. This is due to the lack of or limited materials, as well as having to teach yourself electronically, and something as simple as just missing their friends or classmates. Although missing these opportunities may seem like a major bump in the road, staying in quarantine and away from other individuals may help vastly decrease the amount of COVID-19 cases. Here's why business owners should say yes. Staying at least 6 feet apart can help prevent the spread of the virus. The COVID-19 virus spreads when an infected individual coughs, sneezes, or talks, and droplets from their mouth and nose are launched into the air and land on the mouths or noses of other individuals nearby. Quarantining would limit the amount of cases at a faster rate. The faster the business temporarily shuts down and people quarantine, the sooner they will be able to reopen and continue profit. Here's why workers and employees should say yes. Social distancing and quarantining will greatly decrease the odds of them personally getting sick, as well as keeping their families from getting sick. The government has also been offering unemployment opportunities to those who have jobs who were affected by the COVID-19 virus. Here's why students should say yes. Distancing and quarantine would help the students prevent themselves and their families from getting sick. A positive effect from e-learning is that it allows the students more time to complete their work. It also allows the student to learn in their own way or what best suits them, whether it's visual learning, hands-on learning, or audio learning. Quarantining would flatten the curve and lower the amount of positive cases with some changes to the typical routine. Individuals can stay on pace with work and school while distancing and staying safe. Quarantining would make the typical work harder for some time until quarantine is over, but some changes will have to occur for this to work. Quarantining would limit the amount of cases, stop the growth of the virus, which would allow individuals to return to their normal lifestyles at a faster rate. Has your view on quarantine changed?
No.
No.
Yes.
If so, do you think quarantining is the most effective way to flatten the curve?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Staying away from friends and family for a few weeks can give you years of time with them in the future. Is a few weeks apart worth the possibility of the rest of your lives together?